Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jamie and this is Let's Talk About It. So today I am here with my Big Eyed doll collection. Well, I started to do my Flashback Friday video, which this is a Flashback Friday video because I wanted to get all my retro Big Eyed dolls. But then as I'm looking around my room, I'm like, wow, the new dolls were so inspired by the older dolls. So I decided to get what I thought was other Big Eyed dolls in my collection. And and I came out with this video. So happy Flashback Friday, everybody. And let's get into this video. So, the first girl we're going to talk about is why I started collecting dolls. And this is a Lonely Lisa. And she came out in the year 1964 by the Royal Doll Company. And this isn't the doll that I first had in my possession. The first doll I had in my possession looked a little bit like this. And I ended up selling her because I wasn't collecting dolls then. I was just selling on eBay, and then I was so sad when she sold that I have been spending the last 8 years trying to find her. And this is as good as I could get. I'm very lucky to have her this way. I don't care. I was telling all my friends, when you have your bucket list doll finally, you just say come as you are because you're just so happy to have her. So yeah, she's not perfect, but I'll take her. Now this next girl is a Love Me Linda by the company Vogue, and she came out in 1965, but if you got her at Syes, her name was Pretty as a Picture, and there is a version of her that's a little bit more rare and desired, and she has a little teardrop on the side of her cheek. And I haven't come across one yet, but when I do, I will be so happy to add her to my collection. This girl doesn't have her full attire. I'm missing her tights and her shoes. Next is a Joy doll by the Royal Doll Company, and she came out in 1965. And I like to say she's Love Me Linda's little sister because she just resembles her so much. I also bought the Bride doll because she was the most affordable and looked the best for my collection. She's not heavily rooted underneath her veil because I was going to take it off and redress her. So I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just going to leave her in her bride getup. But I still love her and I'm happy that she's in my collection because she has the sweetest little face and the same eyes as Linda in her little pout. Next is Susie Sad Eyes. And she came out in 1972, and I believe she was like made in like Hong Kong, and she was like a cheaply made doll, but she has like little dark circles under her eyes, like the Margaret Keane pictures that were really popular back then. This is the box that she came with. I saved her box because I actually wouldn't mind keeping her in her box because she looks so creepy in there, but you know, I love my dolls out of the box. They also came out with two other versions, which was Susie Slicker, and she came with a raincoat and rain boots, and an African American one that was named Soul Sister, which is very rare, and when you find her, she's super expensive. She has a beautiful little red jumper. She's all in her original clothing and is in good condition because I got her new in box. And I'm very proud of her. Obviously, we can't make this video until we talk about my muse, which is Blythe dolls. And this is not a Blythe doll from 1972 by Kenner. I don't think I'll ever have one of those, but this is a Blythe doll. And they basically look like this. And they were very inspired by the Margaret Keane pictures as well. And yeah, Blythe dolls has changed my life. I have new friends because of Blythe dolls. There is such an art to the whole hobby and I'm just obsessed. Now, this next doll is one of my most prized possessions. This is a Print Temp doll. Print Temp. And I don't even know how to say the name of the company, so I'm going to put it right here, but it is a company out of Japan, I believe, and this doll's eyes sucked me in. I had to search for this doll high and low, and never could find her. And then one day she popped up for sale and I scooped her up, and I've never been able to find another one since. They're very hard to find, but they're beautiful dolls and I love her. This next doll is exciting. This is a 1983 International Big-Eyed Children Margaret Keane doll from the company IHI Hawaii. And this doll is amazing. They had 3 different dolls. They were supposed to make 10,000 of each doll, but the company ended up going out of business way before that. So now these are super rare and kind of pricey if you're trying to get one right now. Yeah, this is the box that it came in, Through the Eyes of Margaret Keane. And this one's name is Lisa. She has a hat, but I just can't see her face when she has her hat and her scarf on. So I don't put that on when it's in my room. And this is her COA. And this is her little packet with all of the artwork that she came with. And this is her picture when she's in her full getup with her scarf and her hat. She's so cute. They do not stand on their own. They need a stand. She sits in my room, but sometimes I feel like I should put her on a stand. These are the pictures that Margaret Keane has made, and here's a picture of Margaret Keane on the back. She is such an inspiration to so much that I collect, that I'm just so happy I have this doll in my collection. Next is a doll from the 90s, but I believe Precious Moments was first introduced in 1978 with porcelain figures, and then he later on in the 80s came out with these vinyl dolls, and they have the big eyes. A lot of these dolls are remembered because of the big eyes, and yeah, I love them too because it's like a Christian-based dolly. Next, we have a pull-up doll, or pull-up. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. And to me, this is Blythe's cousin. I love this doll. She's beautiful. Her eyes only go side to side and they blink, but there's no like pull chain like a Blythe or anything like that. But they're definitely whimsical like Blythe, and they're the same scale, and yeah. Now, next is a La La Loopsy doll. They came out in 2010, and it's from the company MGA, and their main focus is on the eyes because they're buttons. Now, I brought out my Smart doll. Now, I feel like I was reaching with this with the big eyes, but as I was going in my room and collecting all the dolls that have big eyes, I walked by her and I said, well, shit, she has big eyes too, so I'm gonna put her in here. So I'm not sure if all Smart dolls have the same wide eyes as Monday does, but my doll seems to have that big-eyed look. Next is a Kindy Kid that came out in 2021 by Moose Toys. And this doll reminds me of one of the OG dolls, Little Miss No Name. And that's one of the dolls I don't have because she's not rare enough for me to go run out and spend like $600 on. Now, this girl has big eyes, obviously, and so does the regular Rainbow High dolls. So I feel like I couldn't do this video without putting my big Amaya Rain in there. And of course I'm gonna involve the LOL OMG dolls because they have the big eyes and I think that's their main focus. So guys, that was my collection of my Big Eye dolls, old and new. Do you have any of these dolls? Let me know in the comments below. And go check out our host, Dory, over at Dory's Dollies for Flashback Friday. And if you like this video, please press like, subscribe, and I'll see you later.